Health insurance doesn't cover loneliness. Here's how I found joy. Again, after 70, I always thought I had prepared well for getting older. I had my health insurance in place, my prescriptions neatly organized, and I even kept up with my annual physicals. I took care of my body the best I could, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for how quiet life would become. When my husband passed away 6 years ago, my world shrank in ways I didn't expect. My children live states away, busy with their own families, and though they call when they can, I didn't want to be a burden. I kept telling myself I was fine. This is just what aging looks like, I said. You learn to enjoy your own company. But the truth was, I wasn't enjoying anything. Mornings became harder. I'd wake up and linger in bed longer than I should because, well, what was the rush? The house felt cold, even in summer. I started leaving the TV on all day, not because I was watching it, but because silence had started to sound like sadness. The worst part? No one noticed. Because I still looked fine on paper. My blood pressure was okay. My cholesterol was manageable. I showed up to my checkups. But no doctor asked me when I last had a real conversation or how often I laughed with another human being. You see, health insurance doesn't cover loneliness. There's no copay for emotional emptiness. And there's no hotline for the grief that builds slowly when you go days without speaking to someone face to face. It all came to a head one afternoon when I realized I hadn't stepped outside in 3 days. I was still wearing the same pajamas. My fridge was nearly empty. And I caught my reflection in the hallway mirror and thought, this isn't living. This is fading. That was the moment something inside me stirred. Call it instinct, or maybe a bit of grace. I knew I had to change something, anything. The next day, I put on real clothes and walked down to the community center a few blocks away. My heart was pounding. I felt silly, like the new kid on the first day of school. But I signed up for a beginner's chair yoga class. I sat in the back. I didn't talk much, but I showed up again the next week and the week after. I started saying yes to small things. A neighbor invited me to a church potluck. I went. The library hosted a storytelling night. I signed up. The senior center needed help with meal deliveries. I volunteered. At first, it was uncomfortable. I felt rusty, socially speaking. But little by little, familiar faces started saying hello. I learned names. I learned stories. And one day, I realized I hadn't felt lonely in weeks. You know what's funny? I didn't need a doctor or a prescription to feel better. I needed people. I needed purpose. I needed to remember that I was still a part of this world, not just someone watching it go by from a window. Now, my calendar is fuller than it's been in years. I walk with a group of ladies every Tuesday. I help tutor kids at the local school once a week. I joined a baking club, and I finally dusted off that banana bread recipe my husband loved. If you're watching this and feeling like I once did, please hear me. You are not alone, even if it feels that way. But no one will know you're out there unless you take that first, small, brave step. Connection is medicine. Joy is possible. And community isn't just something we had when we were younger. It's something we still deserve